what's up, everybody? I wanted to do a basic IPv6 auto configuration. Now, it's interesting because remember that I'm going to start doing the Zero to Hero course, all right? And I've just chosen one of the old CCNA 200-120, which reminded me of the IPv6 configuration, auto configuration default command that you can use. But I want to show you the IPv6 auto configuration really that they talk about is the EUI-64. So this is what I'm going to show you, all right? So we're going to see here that this is statically, right? There's no IPv6 address in here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to configure an IPv6 address, and to acquire its IP address through the EUI-64, which means it takes the MAC address and pads it with a triple FE. Okay, so I'm going to do config T. Now, there's always a command that's very important that I tell everybody to type. All right, a lot of people say, well, you only need to type that if you're routing. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to follow that advice. So since I'm not routing, I'm just assigning an IP address, and it's auto configuring it. I want to see what happens. So let's see. In G00 IPv6 address, and we see it right there, 2001:3200:BABE. These are hex numbers, remember. 1000:/64, and then the magical command EUI-64, which tells it, hey, take a look at your MAC address of your interface and just pad it with a triple FE and smack in the middle, no shot. All right, so we're gonna do a do WR, and then we're gonna do a fast forward through time. This is your best friend in the packet tracer, obviously, best friend ever. All right, so we're gonna take a look at the router once more. All right, we're gonna do enable. We're gonna do show IPv6, not IP, but show IPv6 in brief. And indeed, right, there's the triple FE padding. We have the linked local address, which exists regardless of wherever you go. All right, but here it is. Here it is right here. Hey, wait a minute, look. This looks familiar, doesn't it? 2DBDD, 2BD, it's the same. So now you could change that if you want to. You can change the linked local address. We're not going to. Our purposes is the EUI-64. It did its job. Okay, does that mean that I'm going to get an IP address assigned here automatically too? Let's fast forward through time. That's auto configuration, right? Will it assign one to my PC? I think I've done labs like this before, and I think it did. Let's see. No, it's not. It's not assigning that IPv6 address. What in the world could it be? Am I being sarcastic? Completely. Conf T, IPv6 unicast routing, do WR. Okay, fast forward through time, And now let's take a look at the computer. Oh, magically, it has an IPv6 address because I put the IPv6 unicast routing command. It didn't do it before with just when I did the EUI, it didn't do it. But now when I enabled the IPv6 unicast routing feature command, so apparently this needs to be on so for this feature to work. But hey, is this a packet tracer thing or is this real? Well, according to your books, it's real. All right, because that's what the auto configuration is supposed to do. It's supposed to go ahead and send a router solicitation. You get it back a router advertisement. Since you already have an IP address, it should use the prefix and assign the computer one. But you gotta have the IPv6 address, your IPv6 unicast routing enabled. So as I said before, if you're going to use IPv6 in your network, and let's open up the router again so we can take a look at that lovely command. Okay, it's not going to kill the router for you to go ahead and type that. Type that IPv6 unicast routing. All right. So then when you actually type the EUI-64, not only will it give the router show IPv6 int brief an actual IP address, IPv6 address using the MAC address of the interface, but it will also give an IP address to your computer. Okay, that is how you would use the IPv6 auto configuration. All right, you need to type that EUI-64, but please make sure that IPv6 unicast routing is enabled. If you're working on IPv6, it just makes sense. Just turn the damn thing on. Okay? See you in the next one.